Hey, this is Rijal Gupta, the CEO and founder of Deep Media, a global leader in deepfake detection and AI disinformation security. And today I wanted to walk you through a recent released data set that we put together to benchmark deepfake detection in Gen AI imagery. Quick shout out to our research partners. We're very honored and proud to be providing resources to help advance the field of deepfake detection in academia. This data set itself consists of 3,000 images that were handpicked to represent the state of the art of generative AI. These are images posted on online social platforms as well as image boards and represent, on the real and generative AI side, content that we believe is impactful or could sway markets or elections, and really the types of deepfakes that we want to make sure that all detectors are robust against. The data set is relatively evenly split across real and fake. We've also done a lot of work to visualize and understand the content in this data set to make sure that this acts actually representative of a variety of different image types. So we ran all of the images through a clip model to get the embeddings, and then ran the elbow method to determine the optimal number of clusters, and then ran a k-means clustering on the 512 dimensional vectors to come up with 7 clusters that evenly represent these different types of images. You can see here we have images of animals, architecture, of art, nature, of people, and then what we might consider meme images. This analysis helps us determine the reliability and robustness of this data set. And we could also visualize this embedding space using this PCA visualization of the embedding values themselves, along with where the cluster centers are located. And adding the label of real or manipulated helps us see that the clip embedding space itself can act as a somewhat useful understanding of what is real and what is generative AI. However, a large percentage of this, what appears to be around 20 to 30% of the images, hover right here in this middle space, which to us suggests that determining the validity of an image based on the clip embedding alone would not be a robust and effective way to determine at scale whether something's generative AI or not. Additionally, in order to determine just a better understanding and a better visualization of this data, we went ahead and created a 3D PCA visualization of this same data, which again helps us understand exactly where these overlaps between real and generative AI data occurs. Looking at some of the images themselves, we can see that the data set comprises a lot of people, both real and fake, stock footage, again, artistry. We feel that this data set represents not only incredibly high quality generative AI images, but also generative AI images that represent real threats to the United States, our allies, and to truth in general. Along with this data set, we are also releasing our benchmark results. So the Deep Media, Deep ID, deepfake detection in images is able to achieve close to a 96% accuracy on these benchmark data. We have a low false positive, low false negative rate. Our ROC AUC is 0.96, which we believe represents state-of-the-art accuracy in high-quality images. Additionally, we've run thresholding analysis to help us determine the level at which we were able to detect these images. This type of understanding is actually really critical in production with customers, some of which might value false positive rates, a low false positive rate, or a low false negative rate, one or the other. So this helps us determine which threshold meets the demand for a specific customer. Additionally, we ran accuracies on each of the individual clusters, and we could see that our model is able to achieve high, robust accuracies across all of these clusters, although cluster 2 here does showcase an example of where we need to put more effort in. Cluster 2 represents highly artistic type of imagery, right? This makes sense that it'd be difficult for our detection to determine whether these types of images came from an AI or came from something like Blender, some type of image creation artistic tool. But however, on content that is human-oriented, specifically of people or stock footage, things that are really critical for enterprise and governments, we are able to achieve high levels of accuracy. Additionally, we took that two-dimensional PCA plot and created something that we believe is novel. We're calling this a confusion matrix PCA hybrid. And this visualization helps us determine not only our accuracies on a per cluster basis, but where exactly in this clip embedding space do we get things wrong, or right for that matter. But we all care about the things we got wrong, right? And so we can see here that right in that middle space where there's a lot of overlap between real and Gen AI images, that's where our detection capability starts to break down. Again, for us, a breakdown means less than a 5% error rate, which we believe represents state of the art, highest accuracy to date, but we're always pushing ourselves to go above and beyond and achieve higher accuracies. Additionally, here we have a three-dimensional version of this same plot, which again just helps us get a better understanding of exactly where our accuracies, true positives, true negatives, false negatives, all live within this embedded space. We think that the deep ID accuracy represents the highest quality to date on hyper-realistic Gen AI images that represent real threats to governments, industries, and individual users. But we're very excited to release this data set for people in academia, in government, and even in tech companies and industry to benchmark any detection model against this data set. We think it's really critical that deepfake detection is tested against the highest quality, latest generative AI possible to date. We're going to be continuously updating this data set, releasing new versions as new generative AI comes out. And we highly encourage people to reach out to us. If you have a deepfake detector and you want to test it against images that are latest and greatest, please contact us at research@deepmedia.ai and someone will get back to you ASAP. We're honored to be providing this data set to people for the effort of advancing the field of deepfake detection. We think it's critical that any type of disinformation security provider integrates deepfake detection. If you don't know what's real or fake, it's hard to make decisions. So please reach out to us. We're here to help and excited to hear from you. Thanks.